Hi, I'm Rhydings with Hitless Video, and today we're going to talk to Beardy about Christmas and BOTC and general hijinks around the holidays, and probably a little bit about Australia. I bet Australia is very different than how it is for me spending the holidays in the US. So let's see what happens. Hello, Beardy. How you doing?
Hello, Rhydings. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Thank you for coming to visit me. I know my timetable, it's like mid to late afternoon, and for you, it's really early.
It's 9:30 in the morning. It's not that.
Okay, so for those not sure, 9:30 for him is like 5:30 for me in the afternoon. So
Time zones, yay!
Yeah. Beardy lives in Australia.
The very bottom of the world.
But it'd be cool to check it out. At least I've wanted to come check it out.
You should definitely come. It's a wonderful country.
I do worry I would melt. I think it's pretty hot there, isn't it?
It depends where. We're a very surprisingly large country. People think it's small because of the map projections and stuff, but it is like the 6th largest country in the world. So if you're going to the north and like Queensland and stuff, it can be quite warm. If you're down in Tasmania where I am, it's much colder. Okay. Like it's summer next week and it's currently 15 degrees Celsius. Here, not Fahrenheit, but
I do like cold. I like me some good hoodie weather.
Hoodies are great.
Like if I can wear a hoodie, that is ideal temperature. So Beardy, where do people know you from? What do you do?
I do Clocktower, basically. I run Beardy Does Clocktower on Twitch and YouTube. I am famous for my shorts. Pump out a couple of those a week, all about amazing moments that happen in Clocktower. Having played a lot of it a couple of years ago, people were posting full games, and sometimes something amazing happened in a game, but the rest of the game was terrible, so it, never saw the light of day again. Like, someone needs to capture those hilarious moments that come up in games all the time, and I decided I would do that, and so that's where it started, and now I'm enjoying doing all that.
I think I've made it into one Beardy short. I think it was you were the demon and I was your marionette, and you were breaking it.
You have, and I barber swapped you into the organ grinder.
Mm-hmm. You're like, just so you know, like, sorry, man.
Just so you know. Yep.
So I was like, But that, to be fair, that was one of my favorite games.
It was a lot of fun.
It was, how it ended. Mwah.
Yeah. And because the original organ grinder, and then you kept it off until Final 3. So there was just this organ grinder out of nowhere, and everyone lost their mind.
Exactly. I was like, no one knew there was an organ grinder. So until that last moment, that was so delicious.
It was so good.
And related to Christmas, we're going to talk about Christmas, we're going to talk about Christmas movies, and we're going to talk a little bit about BOTC with a Christmas flavor. So what I'd like to ask you is, first, do you have any family traditions for Christmas or traditions in your home that you do for the Christmas holidays?
Nothing major, really. It's definitely a tradition to have advent calendars of sorts. I've been doing this one for the last 4 or 5 years. Get the new one every year. Exit escape room in a box.
Okay.
24 different puzzles that you have to solve each day. So one each day, and the solution to one clue to one day is telling you which door to open next, so you can't just skip ahead or anything like that. There's a full path to follow, and that's a lot of fun. So I've done those for the last few years, but with my kids as well, just gotta celebrate advent calendars there. And another tradition, I guess we've been going for 10, 15 years now, is my mum and my sister like to make custom bonbons or Christmas crackers. So instead of having terrible, cheap plastic stuff in there, buy something nice for everybody and give them their own special Christmas cracker.
Oh, nice. That sounds lovely.
Do you have any?
Not decorating the tree as a family. That's kind of the closest one we've done. We have maybe the opening the present, the one present on Christmas Eve. But usually that's when it's for the wee ones. I'm hoping that down the road, if I ever have kids, maybe start something unique with them. I really like your advent calendar. I did not know they made puzzly advent calendars.
There's all sorts. Growing up, it was just chocolate ones, but now there's all sorts of different ones.
Yeah, I'm used to the ones with candy, or the last advent calendar I got was one with gremlins, little gremlins, Mogwai. I got that one, and it was I got 20 some little minifigures. Well, 20 little minifigures. They cheaped out on 4 of them. They did 2 cotton balls. So they didn't give me an actual figure. They gave me the cotton ball that was supposed to be the fuzzy baby Mogwai coming from, and then 2 packs of slime that to be gremlin slime. And I'm like, no, these are supposed to be figures.
That's interesting that they two felt like that. But
I'm digging the puzzle idea. That's kind of cool.
They're really fun. Sometimes, like I said, I've done it for 4 or 5 years, and there's a new one coming out each year. So sometimes you open it, you're like, oh yes, I've solved the puzzle. It takes me 5 minutes, and sometimes it takes like an hour or two to think about it. Sometimes I've been like, I'm just going to put this down, and later that same day, just my brain suddenly goes, "There's the answer." I'm like, got it, just out of nowhere. Cool. That's really good.
Do you have a favorite Christmas ornament?
No, not really. Okay. Not a favorite one. I quite like decorating the tree, but I don't really have a favorite ornament. No. Do you?
I do. I had bought my mother so long story short, I love Gremlins. It's a movie I've enjoyed since I was a wee one, and my mom and I have had a connection with it early on. So I bought her a Gizmo Christmas ornament. Hallmark came out with one, and I got it for her as a Christmas gift. And my mother bought me the exact same ornament and gave it to me. And I did not know. So when we did a gift exchange, we ended up giving each other the same ornament.
That's really cool. Really cool.
Yeah, so I'm like, all right, I got this. This is, yeah. So that one got a special spot for me.
That sounds perfect.
Do you like Christmas music? If so, is there anything that really sticks out to you? Or does it more grind your gears?
It doesn't. I'm not a huge music guy. Like a lot of people really like particular music and get into music. I just kind of vibe it out. There's nothing that really grinds my gears. There's nothing that I really enjoy Christmas music wise. But yeah, I'm not like one of these people that hates hearing Mariah Carey or the Whamageddon thing. Stuff like that. So it's like, it does bother me, I guess, a little bit if it's like September, early October, and people are playing Christmas music, and it's like, it's too early. But it's not the music that's the problem. It's the fact that it's too far away from Christmas. I
could appreciate that. Be like, if we haven't had Halloween yet, please keep your reindeer over there.
Yep. Here, started putting out the Christmas stuff at the same time as the Halloween stuff in like early October. So it's like, this is too early. We don't really do a big Halloween thing here. It's picking up a little bit, but not as obviously as...
So Halloween's never been a big thing in Australia?
No. Yeah. It's been picking up a little bit the last few years, but yeah, it was not a thing at all when I was growing up. So. Okay.
So is that weird for you to look at like various movies that have like a Halloween theme and you're like, why are all these kids in
No, different cultures have different things and stuff like that. So it was never really that shocking. That is interesting. Like, I guess we'll talk about it a bit later, but Christmas movies always being snowy and cold, and that is not the experience that I have with Christmas. Like, it's shorts and t-shirts and in the pool and water fights and everything, because it's like 30, could be 30, 35 Celsius.
So the idea of a white Christmas is just like
completely foreign.
Nice.
Like, completely foreign.
When we're now getting to some of the movies, do you gravitate towards more like the cozy, like Christmas heartfelt stories? Or are you more into like the comedic things or rom-coms, or are you more like into those like where we take the antithesis of Christmas and flipping on its head, like a Violent Night or a Deadly Night type thing?
Yes, I'm more into the comedic side of things. Not really into the classic heartfelt Hallmark Christmas sort of movies. Mm-hmm. They weren't as much of a thing here as here they are.
There's no white Christmas in your country, so half the Hallmark movies are gone.
Exactly. I mean, my favorite Christmas movie has to be Muppet Christmas Carol.
Fucking A. So like that is I don't know if I'd say it's my favorite. It is definitely up there, but when I think Christmas, that is the first movie that really just pops into my head.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's a really good one. Oh, it hits all the right bars. I heard like both that one and Muppets Treasure Island is that those movies are the best Muppet movies, because in Treasure Island, Tim Curry treats himself like a Muppet, and so it works. And in Christmas Carol, Michael Caine treats the Muppets as real actors.
Oh, that's the best.
And so, like, it's like everyone else is like doesn't hit the right bars, like the exact opposite. Yeah, Muppet Christmas Carol is where it's at.
Oh yeah, if Caine did not give that performance, I don't think that movie would be nearly as strong as it is. Like,
absolutely not. Absolutely
it looks
not.
visually great, but Caine's performance, playing it completely straight, just sells the entire world.
You do not think that's a Muppet movie from if you just saw the bits of Caine by himself.
Oh no, like when you have him like talking to other humans, if you just splice that all in, you could probably make a workable trailer and then surprise someone like there's Muppets.
When he falls down at little Timmy's grave, and the Ghost of Christmas Future, and it's like, wow.
So you're saying that's your favorite, huh?
That's definitely my favorite Christmas movie.
Nice.
By far.
When did you get introduced to that one? Like, were you introduced to that as a kid or as an adult? Or
growing up, definitely. So 30 odd years ago, probably.
Okay.
So yeah.
Is that a movie you revisit each year, or is there different movies that around the holidays that you tend to watch?
I don't tend to revisit every year, but sort of every couple of years it'll appear on whatever, wherever, and I'm like, oh yeah, I should watch that again. And so I would have watched it dozens of times over my lifetime, which is good. I mean, it's a bit of a cliche as well, I guess, but I don't hate. I quite like Love Actually. It's a bit of a classic Christmas one these days. It's got some interesting things in there. I don't tend to watch that one as much, and it's kind of is growing a bit stale, I think, on my thoughts of it, but I still quite enjoy that one as well.
Okay. I get that. Like, I have complicated feelings about Trading Places. Have you ever seen that film?
I have seen that one, yep.
Like, I really like it, and I grew up liking it a lot, and then, like, now as I watch it as an adult, there's a few scenes where I'm like, it's a little problematic now. How do I feel about Dan Aykroyd in blackface?
Well, yeah. The lens of the modern era can change things for some of those bits, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I mean, he's trying to do a Jamaican accent that does not sell, but...
Not at all. Not at
all. Is there a movie that you would call the worst Christmas movie? Is there one that you've ever watched and you're like, never again?
No, not really, I don't think. There probably is, but it'd be one of the things where I would have said this is terrible and then just forgotten about it.
Gotcha.
You know, dwell on it and be like, that was really bad and keep thinking about it. I tend to try and focus on the good things in life because there's so much bad that you got to kind of hold on to the good more than anything.
But I actually really appreciate your comment about looking towards the positive on things. I try to do that particularly with film, especially when it comes to like indie film. Because a lot of these are made with shoestring budgets and people are either not paid or they're barely paid or all the money went to paying these people as much as they could and still try to get the film across. So sometimes there's areas that are a little lacking, and getting a movie finished in general is a small miracle because every step in the way that movie could burn.
I cannot imagine the amount of time and effort to make a movie. I mean, obviously you make some very interesting indie horror movies. But yeah, I have no concept of the time, effort, money it takes to do anything like that. So
thousands of dollars, it's lots of money to put usually some of these together.
I can absolutely imagine.
And then the flip side of it is, for a lot of people who are either as actors, directors, editors, all that, or other members of the crew, this is not their day job. Like, so they have the other day job and then the secondary job where like we're doing this for the love of the game or the love of the movies. So you're working two full jobs and one's not paying nearly as well as the other.
That I can appreciate.
Like I think
that's
you would get
effectively
that what like you do a ton of editing yourself. So I was like, I think you'd understand that.
Yeah, I do have my full-time job, and being a parent takes a lot of energy as well. And then playing all this Clocktower and editing all the videos and everything. It's the second full-time job almost.
It really is.
I can appreciate that side.
Yeah, because not every game you could even use for content. Like sometimes you'll play a game and you're like, that won't work.
Absolutely. No, there's nothing good to happen in that game. It happens sometimes. Because it's when things aren't scripted, you never know what's going to happen. Sometimes games just are fine.
Would you consider Die Hard a Christmas movie?
I like to say yes, because I think it makes people more angry.
Okay, so you do it for the stirring the pot. Is where you'll say yes.
I do like stirring the pot a little bit sometimes. I mean, it is set at Christmas, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's a Christmas movie because it doesn't really have any of the Christmas theming around it. And I think it needs to be Christmas themed more than just set at Christmas time.
I agreed. I had a similar conversation with Malachi. They disagree with you, so maybe we'll get you two to head battle it off someday. But I was like, Die Hard, yes, Christmas, there's a Christmas setting, but this could have also been like the quarterly bonus meeting or retirement dinner or any other
Easter or anything like that. Yep.
Yeah, like any other actual event could be going on at this time. And John McClane could still be coming to Los Angeles to meet his wife to try to reconcile. Like, it being a Christmas party in the background does not change the plot particularly.
I agree with that. I think to make it a proper Christmas movie, you've got to have Christmas as a theme rather than just a backdrop.
I would agree. All right, if people want to come at Beardy and me about it, Die Hard doesn't hit the mark.
I mean, but people concede otherwise, and that's fine.
Yeah,
it's not. There's no right answer really, which just makes it a fun question.
I was like, all right, this would be a little pot stirring question. Some people are very adamant that Die Hard is a Christmas movie. And then there's some people who are not. So I'm like, I see it both ways. When I think Christmas movie, I don't think Die Hard, but I understand that it happened during Christmas.
100%. And if people want to believe it's a Christmas movie, they're entitled to it, and that's fine. They're not wrong. It is set at Christmas, but I wouldn't put it in the category of Christmas movie for those reasons I said.
Yeah, kind of like how I think, like, I love Batman Returns. Great movie. Don't think it's a Christmas movie.
No.
There's like two scenes that involve Christmas, and like it's done.
The central it doesn't involve itself in the plot in any way.
Nope. Is there a type of Christmas story that you feel is missing from like films? Is there a version of a Christmas story that you think would be interesting to see that you might not have seen yet?
I don't think so. I don't watch enough content, whether it's Christmas movies or TV shows or listen to music, than I used to. So I'd be pretty sure if I thought of something, someone out there has probably made it. It may not be a big budget, full Hollywood release, small indie studio doing it, but I don't think I am necessarily creative enough to think of something that no one else has thought of. And these days, if someone creative has thought of something, they've probably put it out there in some way.
Enough.
Yeah.
I don't know. Now my brain's churning on, like, honestly, just from this conversation, I kind of want to see a movie now where we have the American coming to spend Christmas in Australia, and they're just heart is sunk that they're not going to have that white Christmas, and coming to trips with that, and then like magically I'm like,
you just gotta pick the right beach with white sand, and that's a white Christmas. It's not snow, but it still could be a white Christmas.
Exactly. But I think that could be a fun one, because I can't think of any movie that really touches on, like, yeah, there's the concept of that not the kid maybe going, they want the snowy Christmas, but I can't really think of one where like we look at it on a geographical level, like, no, that does not happen here, and like making that a whole plot point. I think that would be kind of
interesting. Well, there you go. There's an idea for your next indie movie.
Oh man, get me on location, guys. Let's do this. We'll subtract Muppets Christmas Carol for the answer, because I think you would say this. But what movie do you think best captures the holiday season?
That is a good question. I don't necessarily think Muppet Christmas Carol does necessarily capture the spirit of the season. I mean, it does a little bit, but
I think it captures
not
like
these days.
The traditional
view of Christmas, not necessarily the current actual Christmas. That is a good question. Nothing comes to mind, because I think all the ones I can think of and all the successful ones and stuff have something outlandish about them that makes them interesting enough. If it was just a standard sort of thing, then I can't really think of any. What about you?
Well, for me, I could see a couple of ways. I could look at National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I could see where have you seen that one?
I have not seen that one. No,
so,
I've seen a couple of the National Lampoon ones, but not the Christmas one.
I came into watching this one a couple of years ago, maybe 2-3 years ago. A buddy of mine named Isaac was going on about this being like their Christmas movie. So I was like, okay, I'm going to watch it. I got to watch it now. I watch it. I thought overall pretty solid. It hits those beats of the national Lampoons. But there was a couple key points that I thought were kind of interesting that I thought would hit the spirit of Christmas. We have someone dedicated to getting the ideal Christmas. Like, we're going to get the lights a certain way. We're going to get the tree to look this way. And that's done by our father figure in this film. We see them trying to provide this Christmas. And then we have the crazy uncle and family coming in and just snowballing through that, trying to just tearing that up. Like, I imagine family messing up things, have you. But also there's a fiscal struggle. Our lead is looking towards getting a Christmas bonus to help pay for Christmas and to pay for the things and it hasn't arrived yet. So there's also a concept of financial struggle, which I think is very prevalent within Christmas, families in general. Everyone should please shop within their means and be with mindful of their money. But I can also understand why people might go more further out than they can because they want this ideal Christmas.
Yeah, and trying to give the family, and especially if it's kids, what they want.
Exactly, and that was kind of where our lead was at.
Yeah, even if it's not financial, there's for some reason I just thought of Jingle All The Way, where there's a hot toy and it's not about I can't afford it, it's that it's sold out because they left it too late, and the struggles to provide in that way as well.
Yep, that was the other movie I was thinking alongside National Lampoon was Jingle All The Way, was because of that. And it's just not there. And you have two dads that they're fighting, but they both have valid reasons for why they're fighting for this toy. They're fighting for a loved one and trying to, in their mind, bring something to that. It's more than a toy for them. They're trying to send a message to their family and their kid.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is definitely something that my perspective has changed on a little bit as I've had kids and they've been growing up and trying to make sure that they are happy, but not necessarily spoiled and things like that. There's a fine line there that is hard to tread, I think.
I bet so.
So, yeah.
If you were to have a Christmas movie montage, what would you think that might look like?
That is a good question. There's definitely got to be putting something around a tree, putting a tree up has to be in there. Because this happens a lot, especially growing up. Having not a snowball fight, but a water fight with water balloons and hoses and stuff. Very Aussie Christmas. I remember the year that first big water guns came out, would have been 30 odd years ago, and everyone got one. And then one of my elder sisters, who was living away from home, turned up and just surprised everyone, and as we're in the middle of a water fight, just jumped the fence and started spraying everyone with their things. And so it would definitely have to be something like that for me. You do see a lot with snowball fights and stuff like that, but the Aussie version with the water fights.
See, that would fit really well with the movie we were just talking about.
It would. The only difference between a snowball fight and a water gun fight is the state of the water, whether it's frozen or liquid, really. So That's the same sort of thing. Definitely, as I mentioned before, definitely opening the Christmas crackers as a family over lunch. Yeah, that's probably the three sort of main things that I'd want to put in a Christmas montage for me.
Nice. I like it. I like the visual of it. Looks good.
Yeah. What would you have in your Christmas montage, Steve?
Ooh, so younger me would probably be sneaking around, trying to find the presents, kind of being a little snap, just trying to find it, looking around. Not even just to break into them, but just to find the boxes, and never being successful. Never found them. As an adult, I found out what happened with them. They were never even in the house. So I spent all that time looking, and they were never even in the house.
That's a solid plan to keep them out of the house.
My dad, he still has it now. He has a old 1959 Cadillac limousine, and the trunk is big enough that you probably put 5 bodies in it.
Yep.
He has it sectioned away in his garage, and that's where they put the Christmas presents. So there was no way I would ever had found it.
That's awesome.
So maybe there'd be little cutscenes of this garage with a trunk, and just the audience knowing this kid's never gonna find it.
Yep.
Probably putting up the Christmas tree. That was always something I enjoyed. And probably, part of me either wants to say the family eating together, probably would be that, or me going through the stocking and finding like goldfish crackers and being like, whoa.
Yep.
That was a treat
cool.
for me when I was younger, was getting the goldfish crackers.
Nice. Awesome.
Now I'll slide a little bit more into the BOTC side of things. If you could insert Ben Burns into one Christmas movie, which film would it be?
Bad Santa.
Ooh, why Bad Santa?
I feel like I could see Ben being a mole Santa, but like a slightly edgy one.
Nice.
That's just the thought. That's just the thought I got with the dreads and the beard. I can see him being an alternative, alternative style Santa Claus in a mole somewhere or something like that.
I could see that. You're like, hi,
Yeah.
come hang out with Daddy Santa.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. If you could pick one group of characters from a TV show or a movie that you could introduce Blood in the Clocktower to, who or what would that be?
I mean,
and it doesn't have to be a Christmas movie or a Christmas show, but just...
I understand. No, I think just because seeing the homebrew script and stuff like that. Again, the Muppets. Watching the Muppets try and play Blood on the Clocktower would be hilarious.
Oh yeah, like seeing like Kermit just trying to, maybe Kermit being the storyteller or Miss Piggy doing it. I think that would be fun.
You think that would be hilarious? So yeah, I think just that in general would be hilarious.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
Next one is which townsfolk are you avoiding at the Christmas party?
Probably just immediately off the top of my head, the preacher. I don't necessarily want to be proselytized to during Christmas. Yeah, probably. That would be the main one, I think.
Yeah, I could think of like we can get kind of.
What about yours? Yeah, the preacher trying to convert you to the religion of choice, preaching at them. Cult leader's similar, but it would be funnier to listen to a cult leader, I think, than a preacher.
Listen to my cult about the jingle bells.
Yeah. The cult of a sandy Christmas, not a white Christmas. Yeah.
I think I'd avoid the banshee because just constant like.
Yeah, but only if they die, right? So they just.
If it goes poorly,
yeah,
it's gonna get loud.
Annoying. Yeah, that's a fair point.
Which outsider makes the biggest scene at the party?
The biggest scene?
Yeah, like, ooh.
Surely it's the klutz.
Ooh.
Always tripping over, making a mess, dropping the presents, maybe spilling the food everywhere, knocking into people, probably making a big mess.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
By the end of the night, which minion is likely your best wingman?
That's a good question. Probably the devil's advocate.
Ooh.
Always offering opposing points of view and things like that is probably the...
Nice. Okay, that's a good one. I like that.
What are your answers for these? What is do you think your minion?
Oh, I would probably go with the Scarlet Woman. Be like, that she's gonna know what to say.
That's a good answer to yeah.
I think that would be the one I would say, yeah. When it comes to outsider, ooh, my gut is Heretic. Because I think, similar to where you said Preacher, I think Heretic would get...
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. But I also think the Saint. That could also get pretty...
Yeah.
Those are the two that stick to me, like Heretic and Saint. I'm like, oh, please over there.
That's fair. That's very fair.
Which demon do you think is most likely to spike the punch?
Probably, it's got to be the Pooker, right? I mean, they have the inbuilt poison anyway, and the poison affects you later, so you'll drink the poison at lunch and you probably won't feel it till that night or maybe the next day.
Ooh,
so
that's a good answer.
Yeah.
Okay, I like how it's very drink based when you put it that way.
Yeah.
To me, I was thinking like Alhad or Riot. That's probably what I would have gone with.
Mm-hmm.
Riot just causing an immediate scene, like they just poured the whole bottle in, and Alhad just passing it around like, everybody take a cup.
My original thought was like the Fangui, passing it off to everybody, trying to pass it off to someone.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Which townsfolk brings the best gift for the Secret Santa?
Ooh, the best gift. I think. Ooh, good. I think that maybe the noble, because they want. they want to appear to be generous and everything and nobility, so they'd probably bring an expensive and lavish gift befitting their station as nobility.
Oh, that's a good answer. I like that.
Who do you think would bring the best gift?
So my gut instinct is to say the philosopher. They'll find anything.
Yep.
So that's where my gut initially goes. But I really like your answer.
Tailoring what you're giving to the person quite specifically is interesting. Yeah.
Which townsfolk do you think brings the worst gift?
Probably the fishermen. They're just going to bring fish, right?
Hey! Surprise!
Or the alchemist, because they've made some weird thing in their lab and here, try this. It's not going to poison you, promise.
I could see that. Be like, it's still good. It's still good. I would probably say the juggler. I don't trust the juggler. I'll give you the same one for Malka, because I'm curious to see if the answers are the same. For Die Hard, which BOTC character is that their favorite Christmas movie?
Ooh. My immediate answer was Bounty Hunter.
Interesting.
Because I feel like they would enjoy all the action and hunting the bad guys as bounty hunters do.
Okay.
So that was my immediate answer, yeah.
All right. Didn't get the same answer. You'll have to wait to find out. But maybe I'll tell you off camera. But
Yeah.
But I like that answer. That's a good one. If I had to pick one to probably like Die Hard the best, I would probably say, I want to say the Mez.
Interesting.
The reason why, and here's the pitch.
Yep.
There's the one character. He's like, oh, he's gonna pretend to be John McClane's best friend going in, and I just imagine this is like the Mez trying to give the Mez word and it not work.
A failed Mez. Oh, I like that. I like
failed Mez. Like, oh, we're gonna be best buddies, you man with the gun. Oh, you don't wanna say this word that I really want you to say right now.
Just say flabbergast, please. Please just say the word.
Just one time.
That's really cool.
With that said, kind of just to wrap it up, I'm curious, is there anything you'd like to plug for you? Anything that going on in the life of Beardy that people should check out, that's coming up, or something cool that you would like more people to know about?
Well, I'll obviously plug my YouTube channel, Beardy Does Clocktower. That's where I post all my videos of various sizes and lengths, mostly in the short, on the shorter side. So if you enjoy the idea of Clocktower, even if you don't have a chance to play, and you've got 3 or 4 minutes, you can watch one of my shorts and have a good time. That'd be the main thing I'd plug. Yeah.
I would also say, just even outside of your shorts, a lot of like your BOTC games are teensies. So the whole session is wrapped within 20 to 30
minutes. Yeah.
Like the longest video I think you have is like 40, right? When it comes to like a game.
It is, yeah. Yeah, so, I think it's about that.
So when looking at like the longer games, like getting the full storyteller perspective or the whole player perspective, I think your content's pretty unique in that respect, because you can get that done in a more capsuled space. Where when you look at a lot of other content creators in the BOTC, those videos are an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. And a lot of times people just don't have time for that. So you are...
Yeah.
I feel like that's one of the reasons my brother, he's been like, I'd watch your BOTC games, but like, man, like you and Thea, their games are like an hour and a half. And I'm like, it made me think of you when he said that. I'm like, but Beardy's games are a lot shorter.
It's one thing that when I decided to move from just doing shorts into releasing longer content to do something unique, because most games are 12 players, an hour and a half, 2 hours long. So limiting myself to 5 or 6 players doing the TC format and the shorter videos feels that niche well, and continues with the brand of me having all the short stuff.
Thank you, Beardy, for coming and talking movies and Christmas and just general BOTC hijinks with me.
Thanks for having me, Rhydings.
Oh, one thing I would like to ask, is there any advice or suggestions you give to players that would want to try BOTC, or something that you would recommend players try to do in their gameplay? Any recommendations or suggestions?
My recommendations, if you're a new player, just jump in. Find either people you know or a storyteller you are aware of. A lot of them will do stuff online, or in your area, all around the world, trails run. Just jump in. Everyone is so welcoming, and it may seem overwhelming at first, but just concentrate on your role and your information. There's, especially even if you're playing Travel Brewing, there's still 22 characters on that script. You don't have to, and a lot of people come and going, I can't learn all these roles, it's too much. It's like, don't worry about it. Worry about everything in steps. Take your role, figure that out. When someone tells you, I am this character, look at that character. Don't worry about any of the other things on the script at that point. And over time, you'll build that up. And go in with an open mind. And yes, it is a game that you are trying to win, but it's more of a social game where winning is the goal, but not necessarily everything about it. Come in with an open mind and just have fun. Just vibe it out, have some fun. And even if you lose, you can still do amazing and have a good time.
Oh yeah, I would agree. Some of my favorite games I've lost. Like, just because there was a fun moment with friends, or there was a unique interaction that just completely caught me off guard that I had not considered happening. Just a lot of fun.
The result of a game is very rarely the best moment or the story of the game. And you'll see that in a lot of my shorts, that you don't see the end of the game. You don't see which team wins because it's not important to the moment or the best thing that happened in the game. It happened, but it's not important. So,
all right. Well, again, thank you for taking some time to chat with me, Beardy. I greatly appreciate it. I'm thankful to get a chance to get to know you better outside of our actual games and things. So
I appreciate you inviting me on. So thank you.
Well, take care, everybody. And until next time.